November is National Diabetes Awareness Month. Diabetes affects nearly 29.1 million people in the United States. Jacob Baird, a sophomore at Murray State, shared how diabetes has affected his life and how he overcomes the challenges that the disease brings him on a daily basis.
I'm Jacob Baird and I have type 1 diabetes. I was diagnosed with diabetes when I was 5 years old. I was just really sick all the time and dehydrated, and I was always drinking water, going to the bathroom. So they took me to my doctor and he ran all the basic tests, and I don't know, but for some reason I have this really distinct memory of my mom starting to cry whenever we were at the doctor's office. I check my blood sugar before every meal, and based on what that is, the amount of insulin I have, it's gonna depend on just exactly how much I eat and what my blood sugar was before I started eating. So you really have to watch your diet, specifically how many carbohydrates you're eating with each meal. So whenever your blood sugar drops too low, the symptoms that I always experience, I get really shaky and irritated, and I just have this intense hunger that I have to eat something. And then, so I would check my blood sugar and make sure that it was too low, lower than it was supposed to be. And then I would eat a little something, orange juice, anything with a high concentration of sugar is good for that. And then when my blood sugar goes too high, usually I get a really intense headache, my mood changed drastically, and I become very irritable. I can remember one time, it's a little hazy in my memory, but me and my mom were at the bookstore, and she said she just looked over at me 1 second, and I was leaned up against the wall falling asleep, and my blood sugar got so low that I had no idea what was going on. I guess I would say that I passed out. I've always been a big sports guy. I played basketball, baseball, cross country, golf. So having diabetes never really affected my ability to do anything that I wanted to do. I just had to take extra precautions and watch myself. So some long-term problems if I weren't to take care of myself. Diabetics usually have some circulatory problems. So I know there have been cases where people end up having to have their lower legs and feet amputated because they're really poorly circulated. And then another major one is diabetic retinopathy, which causes you to go blind due to diabetes. Since coming to Murray State's campus, I've gotten involved with student ambassadors. I was a summer oak counselor last summer. I've gotten involved in Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity. I play multiple intramural sports. So having diabetes really hasn't stopped me from getting involved here on campus. So I've had diabetes my entire life. That hasn't stopped me from doing anything that I wanted to do. I've been able to live a relatively normal life. Sometimes I just have to slow down and do some things that everybody else doesn't have to do. I might not be able to see a cure in my lifetime, but I'd love to see it at some point.